Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. President Trump taking the stage in Arizona tonight for another high-energy campaign-style rally.
Less than 24 hours after outlining a new strategy in Afghanistan, the president kicked off tonight's speech defending his response to the violence in Charlottesville and slamming the media.
The president in Phoenix as racial tensions run high across the nation.
Chris Martinez has the latest.
President Trump returned to Phoenix for the first time since taking office.
It is finally time to rebuild our country, to take care of our people.
He was fresh off a tour of a Border Patrol center near the Mexican border.
We are building a wall on the southern border, which is absolutely necessary.
As Trump supporters filed into the arena,
I'm happy with the jobs that he's producing.
protesters marched through the streets to denounce the president's previous views on Charlottesville.
I'm really doing this to show you how dishonest these people are.
The president read parts of his controversial remarks on the violence before the crowd and blamed the media for being dishonest.
Then I said, racism is evil. Did they report that I said that racism is evil? You know why? Because they are very dishonest people.
The mayor of Phoenix had asked President Trump to delay his visit here as a way to keep the peace. Many demonstrators outside the arena expressed outrage that the president is considering pardoning former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio after he was recently convicted of carrying out illegal traffic patrols targeting immigrants. Mr. Trump dropped a big hint.
He should have had a jury, but you know what? I'll make a prediction. I think he's going to be just fine, okay?
The state's two Republican senators, John McCain and Jeff Flake, have publicly clashed with the president in recent days. The president issued a veiled critique of both of them without mentioning the senators by name. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Phoenix, Arizona.
Closer to home tonight, traffic congestion so bad in Yellowstone National Park today that extra workers were assigned to help manage the traffic at Madison Junction. Take a look. The traffic so heavy in the Old Faithful and West Thumb areas that motorists on the Grand Loop Road were not being allowed to enter Old Faithful or the West Thumb Geyser Basin due to a lack of available parking. Now, Park spokesman Jonathan Schaefer tells us that Monday's eclipse may have had something to do with the large volume of park visitors, but August is one of the busiest times of the year in Yellowstone.
There have definitely been a lot of people coming into the park today. August is usually a busy month in Yellowstone. Statistically speaking, it's usually the second busiest, but we are experiencing heavier than usual traffic volumes, and that's leading to delays on a number of park roads.
And Schaefer says that heavy traffic expected between Madison Junction and West Yellowstone until around 11 o'clock tonight, and he's advising visitors to pack their patience if you're heading to Yellowstone this week.
A Laurel man is dead after his motorcycle crashed into the back of a semi-trailer last night.
Montana Highway Patrol responded to the crash on South Frontage Road around 10 o'clock last night near the East Laurel exit. The semi was on South Frontage Road when the motorcycle collided with the back of its trailer.
Authorities say the motorcyclist's speed is a factor in this crash. The driver of the semi was not injured, and authorities say did not appear to be under the influence of any intoxicants.
In Bighorn County, authorities there searching for two passengers who apparently fled the scene of a fatal crash near Crow Agency. That crash happening Monday afternoon on Highway 10. The
Highway Patrol says the crash occurred when a Ford Escape drifted off the road. The driver then overcorrected and the vehicle rolled. The driver, 45-year-old Harlan Reed Jr., died at the scene. Authorities say his two passengers both fled the scene before law enforcement arrived. Alcohol is suspected as a factor. Well, if you're looking for a new home, you may find it in a new subdivision planned for South Billings. Q2's Dustin Kleeman joining us here in studio tonight with more on this new development. Dustin.
Jay and Jeanelle, Annafeld is the next master planned community for McCall Homes after the company completed nearly 500 homes in Josephine Crossing. Annafeld is roughly twice the size of its sister neighborhood, Josephine Crossing, and it's twice the size with single-family homes, townhomes, cottages, and multi-generational home options that will be available in the first phase. This is going to be a 10-year development. The goal is to provide a self-sustaining community, complete with gardens, shops, and restaurants.
The mission is to build community and empower people. And so with Annafeld, we want to build an entire community, a sustainable community, and one for everyone. We realize it takes all walks of life, at all different stages of life, to really make a true community something special. And so that's what we hope that Annafeld will become.
Rental opportunities will be available. Its name comes after the Walters family daughter, Anna. The Walters had farmed the land for years, and Feld is a German word for field. You can find out more about the development plans and how you can get on it at KTVQ.com right now. Jeanelle?
All right, thanks, Tustin. Helena City leaders now defending the process they took to remove the Confederate Memorial Fountain in Hill Park last week. Now, last night, the Helena City Commission adopted an emergency ordinance to suspend the city historic preservation rules for the fountain. The fountain was a contributing structure to the Helena Historic District, so it would normally have to undergo a review process of up to 60 days before removal. City Manager Ron Alice says the city does not have to go through the demolition review for properties it owns. He said commissioners wanted to remove the fountain quickly to prevent the possibility of conflict around it, and the emergency ordinance was a way to formalize that intention.
It puts closure on the event. The decision was made, it was documented, the fountain's removed, and it's time for us to move on.
The commission announced its intention to remove the fountain during an administrative meeting last week.
Another round of belt tightening could be in the works for state government agencies in Helena.
MTN News has learned that the Bullock administration has asked state agencies to identify another 5% in additional budget cuts. State agencies asked to submit possible cuts to the governor's office by last Friday. The administration says it's making sure it's ready to manage the budget as approved by the legislature if tax revenue continues to come in lower than expected.
The governor's office says its request falls under a law that allows the budget director to ask agencies to submit plans to operate on 95% of their budget. State law also allows the governor to cut state agency budgets up to 10% if revenue falls below a certain point. Any cuts apparently would be on top of $70 million in budget reductions already put in place for the next 2 years. Those cuts were triggered when a June 30th tax revenue target was not met.
And we're going to turn to weather now. It seems like it hasn't rained in quite a while, Bob.
Take a guess. When do you think it was? In June 11th,
really?
Last time we had any significant rain where we had an inch or more. So we started thinking, we had a very wet winter, very wet spring, and we did very well. We started out the year of 2017 precipitation like gangbusters. But I tell you what, spigot has been turned off lately. So here's where we are in Billings. We're at 11.24 inches. Normal for this time of year is 9.83. So that means we're still ahead of normal by 1.41 inches of precipitation in Billings. But let's talk about some other cities like Miles City. They're behind normal by 6.2 inches of rain. Yeah, that's a lot. And Glasgow's not doing much better. They're behind by 5.15. Let's talk about Lewistown. They're behind normal by 4.51 inches. And one other place, Livingston, they're close to normal. They're at just behind by 0.06. So yeah, it's been a very dry year for a lot of folks in the Northeast, and it's getting drier as the time goes on. But we do have a slight chance for rain in Billings, and we'll chat about that in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Well, still ahead on tonight's 10 o'clock news. Members of the Secret Service could soon be working overtime without pay. Find out why.
Plus, a very special birthday in Washington, D.C. Check out the Black Eye Affair.
And later in sports, Scott shows us who wins the second tournament of high school golf's early season.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green.